Welcome back to the Wine Crush. I'm Laura Lawson, and I hate having to follow Greg Allman. That's just cruel. I could listen to that whole song and be happy. But instead, right now, we get to talk to Mr. Bruce Walker. He is going to call in and talk to us a little bit about Zap, and a great, great opportunity for all of you out there to taste some great wines. Bruce, welcome to the Wine Crush.
Thanks, Laura. Great to be here today.
It's nice having you on the show. I know you've been a guest a couple times before, but, man, it's always exciting to talk to you. I never quite know what's going to happen.
Well, you know, it's the Zinfandel thing, you know. We're a little bit unique.
A little bit is a drastic understatement when it comes to that. All you Zin producers tend to be the most insane people I know.
Oh, we don't take ourselves that seriously. We do take our wine seriously, but we like to have fun.
Absolutely. Well, for our listeners, of course, Bruce does double duty. He is the man behind Starry Night Winery. And, of course, we have talked about the wines, and, of course, we love them. But I believe today he is wearing his Zap hat, correct?
Yes, I am. Laura, as you probably remember, was president last year. I passed the torch to Dwayne Dappert at DQ, but still on the board and involved in way too much committee stuff.
I figured you were, and I was going to call you President ex pro tem, and I thought, with my luck, he's not ex, he's gotten drugged into something, and I'll just put my foot in my mouth.
Well, that's okay. I'm, still pretty active in the organization and really excited. Next week is our 19th annual Zinfandel Festival.
All right, January 28th through 30th. Those of you out and around San Francisco have truly the chance of a lifetime. Bruce, tell them what they're going to get with this chance of a lifetime.
Well, the theme this year is a lot of fun. It's Zen in Paradise, and we have kind of a Hawaiian kind of note to the event. Bev Gannon, one of the top chefs of Hawaii, is coming over. Will be participating at all the events. My favorite event, pardon me, Laura, Thursday night is Good Eats and Zen, where 50 wineries paired with 50 restaurants. Bev will be preparing some Hawaiian specialties for a few of the wineries, but we have all kinds of great food. Ruth Chris is going to be there, Bradley Ogden from Lark Creek Inn, Johnny Garlic, one of my favorites, Pazzo Restaurant, will be pairing with us, and lots of great food. Then on Friday we have our flights in the afternoon, and it's actually changed this year. We're doing it at the Mark Hopkins Hotel, and it's a real interesting theme. We're going to focus on those varietals which typically were interplanted in Zinfandel vineyards, 50 to 100 years ago, but also highlighting really kind of the new styles of Zinfandel that aren't field blends, but purposely blends of those other varietals like Carignan, Alicante Bouschet, Petit Syrah, and other varietals that some of you might not be that familiar with. So that should be a lot of fun. Friday night, we've got a great dinner at the Mark Hopkins, and the nice thing is, since it's Zen in Paradise, I don't have to put on a tie this year. We can wear our Aloha shirts and be casual, and it's a great event. It's a catered dinner, live and silent auction with entertainment, and always a good time. And then, of course, on Saturday is our grand Zinfandel tasting.
That's the one that gets me every year.
Yeah, over 200 wineries. There's probably going to be close to 1,000 different Zinfandels. It's all at Fort Mason, and it's crazy. We start at 10 o'clock for the trade, press, retailers, restaurants, and then at 1 o'clock we let Zap members come in, and at 2 o'clock the rest of the public. It's usually attended by about 9,000 to 10,000 people, and it's kind of like the Super Bowl, given the fact that we're close to that. In keeping with that theme, the Super Bowl of wine tasting, the largest single varietal tasting held in the world.
I have to admit, as we're sitting here and I'm listening to you, I'm running my tongue over the front of my teeth and just thinking, are they purple?
Well, by the end of Saturday, everybody's lips and teeth are pretty purple. But, it's a lot of fun. Being the 19th annual and one of the oldest running wine tastings in the country, it's turned into, for a lot of people, a reunion. We see people coming in from all over the country, and actually there's people coming in from Europe and Asia for this as well. And this is our chance every year to get together and share a glass of Zinfandel, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, I always enjoy the tasting. I think it's a great event. Today's topic here on The Crush is drinking outside the home. And I think for those of you who are close enough to go to this, You definitely need to go check it out because Zinfandel is something I think people get scared of. They have this idea that it's the pink stuff in the glass that's going to be sweet, and that's sometimes the best they get in their restaurants. This is the perfect opportunity to see this monster varietal at its best, at its worst, however you want to look at it, and try and find that one Zin that you love, because I promise our listeners, if you go through and make an effort to find a tasting, you will find a Zinfandel you like.
Oh, definitely. And I should point out, Laura, one of the nice things about Zinfandel, and I really started trying it when I was in college, that you can afford a great quality Zinfandel for a lot lower price than you can a Cab, a Merlot, or a Pinot Noir. And there's so many different styles, and as you said, there's definitely one out there for everybody.
Just like everything else. And see, it's great. You get to go in your Hawaiian shirts and your flip-flops because it's a Hawaiian theme. See, you can go to Zap and get laid.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be cute little girls at the front handing out the lovely little leis and a whole bunch of little flowers that you can drip red wine on before it's over with.
Along with a loaf of bread and a glass. What more do you need?
Exactly. Well, I am very, very excited. Obviously, I don't get to go to Zap this year. I have other responsibilities, so that means we'll have to send people along to take up my slack.
Well, Laura, I have you hard-circled for next year, so I hope you can make it out for our 20th anniversary.
Are you kidding? For 20th anniversary? If they haven't shot me off the air by then, I promise the Crush is going to be out there broadcasting live, or at least until I fall over or the microphone turns purple, one of the two.
Look forward to seeing you. And if any of your listeners want more information, they can go to zinfandel.org. It's our Zap website. Lots of information, not only on the festival, but on Zinfandel in general. Lots of really neat stuff.
Bruce, can I get you off track for half a second on Zap?
Sure.
All right, I have a question for you. I'm going to brag on Bruce. I know he's supposed to be talking about Zap, but Starry Night has a new Zinfandel out called Starfire, and it's perfect for restaurants. It's perfect for people who are trying by the glass. Bruce, like I said, we're looking at things on drinking outside the home. What is your advice to our listeners that are encountering brand new by the glass lists that have something like a Starfire Zinfandel on them? How should they be adventurous? What should they look for when they're looking to try new things?
Well, I think getting the recommendation if you're out to eat from the server or if the restaurant has a wine sommelier or a wine buyer and try new things. I mean, that's really the fun thing about wine. There's just so many different kinds out there, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I still learn stuff. So be adventurous. And what's really great right now is with the economy, there are a lot of affordable wines out there of great quality. So, you can actually afford to be adventurous in, some just really wonderful opportunities for the consumer.
I think people tend to get this idea about Zinfandel that they see it and they think, oh, it's high alcohol, it's harsh, it won't go with anything I'm eating. Bruce, I had the luxury of trying your Starfire Zinfandel, and it's something I think that would meld into everything. Do you think that's true of Zinfandel, or do you think people have a misconnotation on that?
Well, I think there's so many styles out there that sometimes people get a little bit confused as to what they're getting, but that's why I'm saying take a recommendation. The one thing that's great about Zinfandel in general is that it's the most versatile food wine for a red wine that's produced here in the United States and, frankly, around the world. It can pair with anything from pasta up to steak or leg of lamb. And actually, the Good Eats thing we're doing on, if you look on the website, there's so many different pairings that are going to happen that Thursday night. It's really indicative of Zinfandel just being so versatile and adaptable and just a great wine. And, the alcohol thing, to me, is not important. What's important is the balance. And I think you'll find most producers, such as myself, are real sensitive to making a wine that's really well balanced. Zinfandel has always been higher in alcohol than other varietals just because it doesn't get phenolically ripe until the sugars are pretty high. That being said, if the wine is made correctly, you don't notice as far as the aromas and flavor. You might need to moderate your drinking a little bit if you're driving, definitely, but it's just the way it is. It's,
all right.
The nature of the grape.
Well, Bruce, thank you for being part of the Crush. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people come up and say hello to you when they're out there. But,
I look forward to it.
We'll give you a call and see how it went.